Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Asia Sharma. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 10th of November. Residents in Indian capital New Delhi distressed as toxic smoke continues to engulf city. Farooq Sattar back as MQM Pakistan chief after brief resignation stint. And now for all the details. Air pollution levels in India's capital New Delhi continued to be severe as dense smoke engulfed the city. Residents also complained of irritated eyes and respiratory problems.
Dense smog continued to engulf India's capital New Delhi and the national capital region for the fourth day on Friday, with visibility dropping in early morning. Pollution in New Delhi has been hovering at alarming levels, with air quality readings of tiny particulate matter PM2.5 hitting over 796 on Friday. This is the most severe level on the government scale. Health officials have issued a pollution advisory asking citizens to drink plenty of water and avoid areas with smoke or heavy dust.
बहुत अंतर है, बहुत। आज तक हम इंडिया गेट बचपन से आ रहे हैं, कभी ये फेस मास्क लगा के नहीं आए, नॉर्मल आते थे और राइड वाइड करते थे और चले जाते थे। बट इतना बुरा हाल है कि अगर ये उतारूँ तो खांसी और मुंह पे जाके घर में पूरा काला हुआ पड़ता है। बहुत बुरा हाल है इससे।
बाहर नहीं निकल सकते बिना मास्क के, बहुत ज़्यादा स्मॉग है। दिल्ली में बहुत ज़्यादा स्मॉग हो गया पिछले 4-5 दिन से। अब तो फिर भी ठीक है, मौसम थोड़ा बेटर है, लेकिन फिर एक दिन पहले बहुत ज़्यादा स्मॉग था, तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम थी। मतलब आंखों में जलन थी, बहुत ज़्यादा जलन हो रही थी स्मॉग से।
Chief Minister of New Delhi Arvind Kejriwal on Thursday said that his government was pondering a move to reintroduce the odd-even car rationing scheme to get a grip on the alarming pollution levels. In order to encourage people to use public transport, the Delhi Metro is also set to increase the frequency of trains. Air quality worsens ahead of winter as cooler air traps pollutants near the ground, preventing them from dispersing into the atmosphere.
The 23rd meeting of the Goods and Services Tax or GST was held in India's northeastern Guwahati city on Friday and was chaired by Indian Finance Minister Arun Jaitley. The GST Council decided to slash rates on more than 175 items, reducing taxes on these from the existing 28% in one of the biggest tax reductions since the GST came into being from July 1. The Council has decided to keep only 50 luxury and sin goods like tobacco in the highest slab. GST, touted India's biggest indirect tax overhaul, has consolidated a dozen of province and central duties into one single levy. All goods and services have been fitted into 4 broad slab structure, 5, 12, 18 and 28%, along with the cess on luxury and demerit goods. Moving on, China on Thursday said that Chinese President Xi Jinping and his US counterpart Donald Trump shared common interest in combating terrorism and upholding regional peace and tranquility in South Asia. This comes amid the US ramping up pressure on Pakistan to dismantle terror safe havens.
China's foreign ministry on Thursday said that Chinese President Xi Jinping and his US counterpart Donald Trump have reached a consensus on fighting terrorism and upholding peace and stability in South Asia. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Hua Chunying in her regular press briefing said that during their talks in Beijing, Xi and Trump discussed Afghanistan. The two sides said that they were committed to working toward a peaceful future for Afghanistan and its neighboring countries, are of great significance to the peace and reconstruction process in the country. Trump, after holding talks with Xi, said that terrorists are a threat to humanity and that he and Xi will stop radical Islamic terrorism. Trump, in his new South Asia policy, has warned Pakistan against providing safe harbor to terrorist organizations.
In news from Pakistan, the chief of Pakistan faction of Muttahida Qawmi Movement, Farooq Sattar, retracted his decision to quit the party and politics, saying his mother has convinced him to keep on serving the people of Pakistan. Sattar also said that MQM Pakistan would contest the 2018 general election under its own symbol and manifesto. Sattar on Thursday had announced to quit the party and politics hours after Rabita committee had expressed their confidence in his leadership. membership. The decision also came a day after MQM Pakistan and Pak Sarzamin Party had also announced to join hands. Meanwhile, decades of misrule by the Pakistani establishment in illegally occupied Gilgit-Baltistan region has left almost every sector in shambles. Locals say there has been no improvement in the dreary educational system of the region.
Education plays a pivotal role for the socio-economic development of a society. But rampant corruption and misrule by the Pakistani establishment has left the education sector in Gilgit-Baltistan in shambles. Lack of better education facilities in Gilgit-Baltistan is leaving students bereaved of a chance at quality education and a better future. Locals lament the widespread corruption has also plagued the education sector and is discouraging parents from enrolling their children in government schools.
इधर तो टीचरों को बड़ी अच्छी सहूलियात दी जा रही हैं, बड़ी अच्छी तनख्वाहें दी जा रही हैं, जिसके वजह से वो अपने बच्चों को बड़े हाई स्टैंडर्ड स्कूलों में पढ़ाते हैं और हमारी बच्चियां जो हैं यहाँ पे फर्श पे बैठ के पढ़ने पर मजबूर हैं। तो हम गवर्नमेंट से ये अपील करते हैं कि ये फ़र्क, ये तज़ाद बिल्कुल ख़त्म किया जाए और हमारी बच्चियों को भी सहूलियात फराहम किया जाए।
No drinking water facilities, lack of sanitation facilities and proper infrastructure indicate the government's failure in doing its duties.
हमें बच्चों को पढ़ने के लिए ना कुर्सी फराहम है, ना उनको वहाँ पे बैठने के लिए कोई ऐसी चीज़ फराहम है, या उनको वहाँ पे कोई टॉयलेट वगैरह भी निज़ाम पूरा दरहम बरहम है।
With the falling education standards and dipping literacy rate, the dismal conditions are fueling a sense of deprivation among the residents of the region, which was illegally occupied by Pakistan decades ago.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, critics, members of Afghan political parties and Kabul residents have expressed outrage over the current security situation in the country. They called for an urgent Loya Jirga, a tradition grand assembly dating back at least 3 centuries.
Critics, members of Afghan political parties, lawmakers and Kabul residents on Thursday expressed outrage over the current security situation in Afghanistan. They called for an urgent Loya Jirga, a traditional grand assembly dating back at least 3 centuries. Loya Jirga brings together elders and community leaders from across the land to discuss matters of major national importance.
مقبلة عملي نقصد أفغانستان د قضايا او د حال د پاره متاسفانه نه لرو هغه بهترینه او معقولترینه لاره چې د تاریخ په اوږدو کې ډیره مثبته نتیجه ورکړې ده هغه دودیزه عنعنوي لویه جرګه ده.
The participants at the event in capital Kabul said the aim was not to bring down the government. They, however, did call for the return of former President Hamid Karzai to power. The call of a Loya Jirga comes after National Unity Government or NUG leaders, President Ashraf Ghani and CEO Abdullah Abdullah, pledged at the time of their inauguration to hold a Loya Jirga within 2 years. Both have been in power for 3 years now.
NATO's Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg has said that the United Arab Emirates and Qatar are seeking to contribute to NATO's resolute support mission in Afghanistan.
NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg on Thursday said the United Arab Emirates and Qatar are seeking to contribute to NATO's resolute support mission in Afghanistan. He made the statement during a press conference on the second day of the Ministers of Defence meeting in Brussels. Stoltenberg, however, did not elaborate the country's participation in NATO's mission and said they need to give details themselves.
وزیران دفاع امارات متحده و قطر امروز در نشست ما حضور داشتند. آنان به دنبال پشتیبانی از مأموریت حمایت قاطع هستند و حضور آنها نشان دهنده پشتیبانی جهانی از حکومت و مردم افغانستان است.
The NATO chief said 27 nations have committed to increasing troop numbers in the structure of the Resolute Support Mission in the coming months. Stoltenberg also held the growing war capabilities of the Afghan security and defense forces and said that the conventional Afghan security forces have prevented the Taliban from taking provincial capitals this fighting season.
A music festival in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province attracted scores of visitors. The festival held recently in Srinagar city with professionals also gave a chance to local singers to perform at the event.
A music festival held in Srinagar city of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province attracted scores of visitors. Titled Fun Fall, the festival observed performances by some professional singers and also gave a chance to the local singers to showcase their talent. People from across the province attended the event and were enthralled by a variety of performances during the festival.
बेशक कश्मीर में टैलेंट की बिल्कुल कमी नहीं, बस हमें राइट प्लेटफॉर्म्स कभी कभी नहीं मिल पाते. तो अगर हम ऐसे यूथ ओरिएंटेटिंग प्रोग्राम्स ज़्यादा रखें, मुझे आई एम श्योर दैट कश्मीर में हालात भी चेंज होंगे एंड द यूथ माइंडसेट ऑफ द यूथ विल बी चैनलाइज्ड इन अ पॉजिटिव मैनर.
यहाँ पे बहुत टैलेंट है यूथ में, तो इन इवेंट्स से उन टैलेंट को हम निखारते, लाइक वी शो टू द पीपल. ठीक है ना, तो ये एक चीज़ और बाहर जाती है बात कि हमारे यहाँ पे इवेंट है, पॉजिटिव मैसेज, कश्मीर में हालात ठीक है, ये आप आए, टूरिस्ट मैसेज, क्योंकि हमारा 70% इज ऑन टूरिस्ट.
At least 3 music concerts have taken place in Indian Kashmir in the past 6 weeks, providing platform to youth to showcase their talent.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Residents in Indian capital New Delhi distressed as toxic smoke continues to engulf city. Farooq Sattar back as MQM Pakistan chief after brief resignation stint. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.